Hey, Amazing Grace Sports Network. I
We're
am
here.
Eric K. James. We have Mr. Clayback. What's up, man?
I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about this stuff. What's up? What's up? There's so much to talk about. We have the gift that keeps on giving, LeBron James, but we're not going to get into him today. We're going to concentrate on some other things, most of it local, to do with the Red Sox. And let me get my mic over here so you guys can hear me. And whatever else we can find to do. It's me and Mr. James. We're rolling solo. We told Mr. Marlon Wright that we're big, we're adults, we're grown. We can handle this ourselves. Is that right? Is that what we told him? No?
We told him to get on when he can, so he may pop in and check us. Let's see how it goes.
I told him to get on when he can. He has important business to come up, money. And so he had to take care of that. We're going to start with, of course.
Prayer.
Oh gosh, famous birthdays.
Prayer. What about prayer, brother? What about prayer, brother?
Yeah. Let's get to prayer.
How you forget that? You've been there all weekend. What's going on, man? Come on,
you
man.
Want me to handle this one? No, you handle it.
If you want to knock yourself out, show me what you got.
No. You handle it. A man's got his limitations.
Just pray, brother. Just pray. It's the humbleness that counts. The humbleness that counts.
You wait for me? Okay. Father, my Lord Jesus Christ, my Father, you who are the creator of the universe, controller of all the heavens, heaven and earth. I'm so glad that you have blessed us today with all the things that we have and all the things that we've been given. Often we don't have enough gratitude for the things that we've been given. We overlook them. The 2 eyes, the 2 ears, the 2 legs. With that, we can do practically anything. We've been given control of our faculties. Me, Mr. James, Marlon Wright. And for those who are listening, you've been given control of your faculties. And
yes.
Use them. Use them for God's work. Use them to reach out, to save souls, to tell people that they need the Lord Jesus in their life. They need him for healing in all matters. It could be an addiction. It could be a limp in your leg. It could be something that's happening in your ears. You can pray. It doesn't hurt to pray, and it's free. And if you pray and it changes something, then pass it on. Pass it on to the next person that Jesus does work. He does do the work. You don't have to worry. You don't have to be anxious. You don't have to be excited. Calm those voices down in your head and just say, hey, help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. And pray on that, and
Amen.
Good things will happen. I promise you. Amen.
All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Well, it's not as good as yours, but
come on, brother. We're a team here. It's all good. There's no big eyes and little eyes.
Well, I did my role. Let's put it that. I know my role.
Hey, listen. You know what? We have to acknowledge this one thing. There is nothing new under the sun. And so many have heard the good news. So many have even been involved in giving their lives to Christ and turned away, and have had their ups and downs that turned them away. But we have to understand that this is a way of life. It's not just a Christian or a Baptist or a Catholic. It's a way of life of just doing what we do in order to honor God, because none of this stuff could be possible without him. So I'm just going to insert that. Let's go.
Yeah, none of that's possible without God. And God brought us together. God has been instrumental in our lives in so many ways. Me and Eric, we actually were together before we were together. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, in the way that we've been interwoven into each other's lives, and how we've helped each other, tried to be there for each other. I think him more than me. And so it's an amazing thing. It goes back 30 odd years now, and we're glad that it happened. And there are no coincidences in life. Everything is meant to happen for a reason. Take that into account in your daily encounters with people, that you're meant to meet them for some reason. Hopefully it's to make a friend and to pass on that Jesus is here. He's inside of you, and he's willing to help you in anything you want to do.
Here we go.
Okay, so what do we got here? Let me see. We got famous birthdays, of course. It's Amazing Great Sports Network Wednesday. So we got famous birthdays. And this one's a controversial one. I'm gonna say OJ Simpson. OJ would have been 79 yesterday. His
78. 78.
was it be 78 yesterday. His birthday would have been 7/10 of yesterday. He's born 7/10/47. And OJ is, well, for those of us who go back further, those of us, and we remember him as he was a running back at USC. And I'm telling you, at USC, this is 1968, 1969, when television is becoming popular. And, um, you know, OJ he was a sight to watch. You had to see this guy. And what we remember him now for is, well, this is, the Nicole Kidman Simpson murder case. Yes, we remember him for that. But there was a time when OJ was the best running back in the NFL. He was the first running back in the history to break 2,000 yard mark in 14 games. And it's
14
a shame.
seasons. 14 seasons.
No, a 14-game season.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone else did it in the 16 games, I think.
Okay.
But he did it in 14 games. And it's a shame that sometimes life gets in the way of sports, because we would like to remember OJ for the things he did on the football field, the amazing, athlete that he was on the football field. But now, since that situation, it seems like we remember him for anything but. I still would like to remember him for his amazing achievements on the football field, in spite of what he did.
If I can just insert one thing on that is, one thing we got to understand is, if we're a troubled kid with issues and we never acknowledge and deal with them, we only become a troubled kid in a man's body, still needing to acknowledge and deal with our issues. So we can be the greatest athlete, the greatest singer, the greatest newsman, the greatest police officer, the greatest firefighter. But if we have things that are burning in our soul that happened to us during our childhood and we never acknowledged or dealt with it, it only festers as life goes on. So then we look at folk for not the greatness that they created and were, but for the bad. But nobody sees any of that good stuff when you do something bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always say that it pays to do good, because you mess up, nobody's going to even give you any accolades for anything that you did good. They're just going to look at the fact that you did something really harsh or really bad. However, there are some things that were out there that some folk have seen or saw or knew and did not help that young man to deal with it. So we have,
Right.
Drama. I've had that in my own family. I won't talk about it, but it's just, when you see a kid, rather be a young girl or a young man, that are troubled, you got to dig a little deeper to try to help as much as you can. Continue to pray for them. But I mean, if it doesn't come to a point where they're acknowledging, okay, I went through this, or this happened to me, and this is what I need to talk about, and this is what I need to deal with, and they're still struggling with that, it's always a possibility that things can go totally left one day, totally left, and there's nothing you can do about it at that point. So understand and listen to people. When someone wants to talk, let them vent. Let them vent, because sometimes that's that time that you're at the right place at the right time to plant a seed that can very well help that individual. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Well,
I want to get
OJ brings out he brings out things in us that we didn't even know we had. He did that when he was running, and he did that in the situation that occurred with him. So we're going to move on. It would have been OJ's birthday. Happy birthday, OJ. In passing.
Yes.
The next guy we have. Let me see.
We have Mr. Leon Spinks. He was born July 11th, 1953. Neon Lean won an Olympic gold medal in 1976, along with his brother Michael and Sugar Ray and Hoopworth Davis and Leo Randolph. Spinks went on Spinks went on to defeat Muhammad Ali in an upset on February 15th, 1978, in Las Vegas to win the heavyweight boxing title. He lost the title back to Ali on September 15th of the same year. From there, it all went downhill, and he would never again contest for the title. Leon was known for his wild, no defense, all out style in the ring and out. Rest in peace, Leon. Happy birthday, my man. Yeah, he came out of nowhere, and
Came out of nowhere.
Ali didn't take him serious.
No.
Ali didn't take him serious, and all you need is that one haymaker, and that'll make your day.
Well, he got in there. He's a kid who came out of St. Louis, which is one of the more tougher neighborhoods in the country. You got St. Louis, Chicago, and maybe Detroit, Kansas City. I know I went to school in Kansas City. I'm telling you, him and his brother came out of a tough situation, and were thrust into the boxing world. They won gold at the Olympics, and Leon was a light heavyweight. He really was. He won this gold medal as a light heavyweight, but he wanted to compete at heavyweight because that's where the money was. So he stepped up to compete at heavyweight, and Ali didn't take him seriously, but he should have, because Leon had a ton of energy when he was young. I mean, he was relentless, always on the go. He attacked Ali from the first bell till they claimed the last bell, and he won the decision. And that was the highlight of his career, because Ali would take it back in 6 months, in 6 or 7 months, and from there it was downhill for Leon, because he was so wild. He was so wild. He was so himself that he couldn't change in order to move forward professionally. And it's a shame, because he was really a good person.
Leon, like Mike Tyson, came in the game with lots of fire. The only two difference between Leon and Mike is Mike had a coach that that he looked up to and he respected.
Right.
So he was able to control a lot of his anger and keep it managed, so it was only expressed in the ring when he could. Sometimes he did some stuff outside the ring.
Right.
But Leon didn't have that type of circle. So he came in with that energy, that fire. He was able to let it off on Ali. Ali didn't take it that serious, ended up losing the game. But 6 months later, Leon probably was dipping and doing all kinds of things.
Yep.
He wasn't in shape or ready for that fight. And then there he goes. He loses that.
Yeah, he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for the.
No, not at all. Then we go back to the trouble kid. The trouble kid, can be the best track guy, the best football, best basketball guy, and they get out there and they just go hard stream and they make it, but then they lose it all because they don't have the surrounding or the support, or they're not listening to the surrounding or the support. There's there's like a measure that has to be made from beginning to end. So if we miss some steps in the beginning, we got to pick them up somewhere in the middle. And if we don't pick them up in the middle, we lose in the end.
And believe me, guys, Leon, OJ, whoever gets into a situation, we're not condemning you. Because listen, if they gave us a couple of $1 million at age 18, 19, 20, 21,
Woo, boy,
you probably would not have, I probably would not be here right now. Okay. It's an enticing, overwhelming situation that you find yourself into. And so we're not condemning anybody. We're not saying we're better than anybody. We actually feel for you. We understand it's a tough situation to be in, being an athlete, especially, they're all young. Most of the athletes come into the prime young, and to be thrown into high society and high money and, the situations that you're uncomfortable with. So, we feel for them, and it's still happening today. You got plenty of athletes that are thrown into uncomfortable situations because they come from a whole nother place. But now they're dealing with millions of dollars, and they're going to have to change. And that's what it's all about, guys. You're going to have to change yourself. Don't listen to anybody except for positive people. Change yourself to adapt to the lifestyle that you are now in. With that, we'll move on. The next guy stayed out of trouble. The next guy is Julio Cesar Chavez. Now, Julio Cesar, he's a Mexican hero. There's no doubt about that. I think we got something. There we go. Happy birthday, Julio.
Julio.
This guy won 90 fights losing. He lost. No, he didn't. From 1981 to 1994, he had 90 fights and won them all. Having 90 fights is crazy anyway. Floyd Mayweather only has 50 fights in his whole career. Julio Cesar Chavez had 90 fights over that time period of 13 years, and he won all of them. Now, he would lose 6 eventually. He would eventually lose 6 fights, toward the end. But, I mean, that's amazing. And he beat some pretty well-known people, too. He didn't just beat a bunch of stiffs. See what I got for you here. He beat fighters like Hector Camacho, Meldrick Taylor, Rocky Lockridge, Roger Mayweather, and Frankie Randall. And as you already know, if you win 90 fights, you fought dozens of more people. His name is still revered to today, and he became a boxer, of course not with the same results. So as we talk about fathers or sons trying to follow their father, it's not a good idea.
What's not a good idea?
Trying to follow your father in the sport that he is famous in.
Well, I mean, is it following or is it a choice? I think that's the biggest question. So oftentimes our sons admire or are inspired to be like us. However, it don't have to be like us doing exactly what we do, but
right.
be like us, being that consistent, dependable, loving, trustworthy, money smart, a great driver, what I'm saying, a great dresser, treat my mother great, what I'm saying. There's so many aspirations that a young man can get from his father, and that we lack so much today. We really have lost that drive to understand what family is truly all about. And trust and believe, if I can rewind, I would have done so many things so much better.
You know what,
much better.
Eric?
That's why we can't criticize nobody.
That's why we can't criticize anybody. We can't criticize nobody. It might be a little bit of that, but it's a little bit more like, get your butt together. You got it right now. Get it together now. Change. You can change. That you got to keep doing it the way you've been doing it. The wall. Change your attitude, and you would change you'll be a lot happier too.
And you'll ultimately change your life.
You change your life.
Yes.
So yeah. And the next guy we have on the list after Julio, you know what? I don't think you know this guy, but if you want to go through it, then I'll fill in afterwards. Or you want me to do it?
No, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. The next guy we have is Frank Ramsey. Now, Frank Ramsey, you're saying, who is he? Well, his birthday would be 7/13. He was born in 1931. And Frank Ramsey is a 7-time NBA champion. Did you know that? You would think that you would know who a 7-time NBA champion is. I mean, that means he's won more championships than Rodman, than Jordan, than Pippen, than Grant. He's won more championships than Kobe or Shaq. Frank Ramsey played for the Boston Celtics from 1954 to 1964. Total of 10 or 11 seasons. Somehow that works in there like that. And he took 1 year off and had to go into the military. The year he came back, 1956-57, was the year that the Celtics got Bill Russell. And everything jumped off from there. Frank Ramsey was the original sixth man. You heard of McHale, you heard of Cedric Maxwell. They got Chris Stapps, Al Horford is the sixth man now, but they've had six. James Posey was the sixth man in the 2008 championship. Frank Ramsey was the original sixth man. He came off the bench hot.
Let's understand. Let's understand that sixth man. The sixth man means you don't start. The sixth man means your shot better be on point from the time you come off the bench. Period. So if you touch the ball and it's your time to shoot, that means you have to hit that shot. So when they say original six man, that means he was a fireball as soon as he hit the court, and to win 7 times, that's amazing. But go ahead.
Amazing. He retired in '64 after winning the 7th. There's only one year he didn't win, and that was the 1957-58 season when Bill Russell twisted his ankle and couldn't play in the last 2 or 3 games of that championship with the St. Louis Hawks, in which his teammate Bob Pettit took over that game. Now, Bob Pettit is a legitimate power forward center guy who played for the St. Louis Hawks. And without Russell in there, they ran rough shot over the Celtics. There was nothing that could be done with Pettit. He was scoring 40 and 50 points a game. He was going off. He was that kind of player. He was a big guy, 6'9", 6'10", big guy. And he could work you inside. But that's Frank Ramsey. Frank Ramsey for the Boston Celtics. Just like Sam Jones, just like K.C. Jones, just like Satch Sanders, just like Bob Cousy. Always a champion. Thank you, Frank.
Good stuff. Happy birthday, my man.
Happy birthday.
All right. Now we're talking about our third place Red Sox. Third place Red Sox. They are 50 and 40 right now. 56 points over a 500 percentage. 6.5 games behind Baltimore Orioles. 7 and 3 of their last 10 on their win-loss streak. So they are on fire right now. But do we cool them off? Do they stay in third place? Should they strive to go to first place? Are there any adjustments they need to make? I think you better stay on an even keel, brother. Stay on an even keel. Let's ride this train.
Red Sox are rolling the dice, man. The Red Sox are playing with house money because they were supposed to be at the bottom of the totem pole as far as the East goes. You got the Yankees, you got the Baltimore Orioles, you got the talent-laden Blue Jays, Toronto Blue Jays. They got all-stars and they got a high bankroll, okay? Then you have the Florida Marlins. Yeah, you got the Tampa Bay Rays. They are always in there. They're always at the top. And where were the Red Sox supposed to be? Well, they were supposed to be at the very bottom, chilling out, behaving like they don't know anything's going on. But what happened?
Hey, well, and they're supposed to be acting like they didn't get any stars. So are they creating stars? Are stars coming to life? Are guys stepping up? Are we playing team baseball? Are we playing the basic skill baseball that is needed as a team to win? What are we doing here? Not in Boston.
Woo. Yes, we are.
No,
yes,
not in Boston. We don't got no team ball in Boston. We need stars, right?
Hey, wait a minute. Hit and run, bunting, hitting behind the batter, stealing base. I think they lead the majors in stolen bases as a total. I mean, really, these Red Sox are exciting. Wilmer Abreu, Cedar Rafaela, Hamilton, of course, Rafi Devers there, holding down third base. They got a new guy on first base. His name escapes me right now, but I'm going to remember. They got another guy named Valdez who plays second base. They got 2 catchers, Connor Wong, and a kid I think is just out of high school. He looks so young. Has an Irish last name, good Boston Irish last name, but I forget what it is. But we'll get to it. But what I'm saying is that, and I forgot, the most exciting player in Major League Baseball today, they got Jarren Duran. Jarren Duran, who didn't know which way to turn 2 years ago when the fly ball was hit. He'd run left, ball was going right. He'd run right, the ball was going left. He looked like a chicken with his head cut off. He is now a competent outfielder, and he's tearing up the league leads the league in triples, doubles, and stolen bases.
Also, David Hamilton's in that stolen bases at number 4 overall.
Yes. They're running on teams like they're trying to get away from a cop. And those guys can run, man. You remember trying to chase some of them guys, man, when they knew that we were after them?
Listen, there were guys that trained to outrun cops back in the day. They would be at Franklin Park training to make sure they can out. One time I had a car chase that turned into a foot chase. These guys jumped out and ran uphill. They ran uphill, right? Everybody's outside watching. I'm chasing and calling it out. But I stopped when they jumped over the fence with the dogs in it. but one of them punched the dog and they kept going.
Right. You'd be surprised how tough these guys are, man. I'm telling you, don't be selling the short. When it comes to like the cops and robbers things, I'm telling you, I've seen guys jump out of a second-story window, hit the ground like Spider-Man, and run.
Keep going. So,
Second-story porch.
hey,
They see us coming in the front door. They say, "Oh no!" They take them off the porch, like you're saying to yourself, "Oh my gosh!" And when you get to the porch and look off, he's hit the ground like Spider-Man. He looks up at you, takes off.
and you know what? What you say is like you win some, you lose some. We don't get mad.
No,
But that was I always told them this. Like when we did catch them, then they want to get mad. Like, don't get mad. I said, think about all the times you got away. This is one day. I said, don't take my shine.
all the times you beat the system. All the times you beat the system. Now you upset. You owe the system. You owe everybody in your community. Everybody. You owe everybody in your community something, including the system.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
I can't believe you people, man. Come on. Stop it. Grow up.
All right, back to the Red Sox. Back to the Red Sox.
Yeah, back to the Red Sox. Yeah, they got David Hamilton. How many stolen bases does Hamilton have?
Hamilton has, I think, 24. Hamilton has 23 stolen bases.
And how about Duran?
Duran. I don't see him listed. I don't see him listed.
All right, well, he's not in there then. But let me tell you something. The guy has.
Well, that's just the top five, though. That's just the top five.
Okay. The guy has more triples than any. I mean, he takes a double and he turns into a triple every time. So I mean, the guy he's making a mockery of the whole double thing because he's got. You know what? I'm going to find out how many triples he has. Jarren Duran triples. You know, we have internet these days. Okay. You know what? And then when you ask the question, you don't get the answer.
Oh boy. God. What a day. What a day.
I think it's over 10. Let's just put it that way. I've seen this guy rounding the base so many times. I think he just thinks everything should be a triple now.
Well, anyways, our Red Sox are definitely in and on fire right now, and they're actually a pleasure to watch every now and again. If you can get your eye on them, take a peek and see what's going on with them. Try to learn those new names because there's so many new names out there that we have to adjust and learn to talk about. But the Red Sox are doing their thing, and nobody's stopping them right now.
I think they should go for it, though. I don't think they should, try to. Me and Mr. James have had this conversation about where the Red Sox should position themselves. Right now, they're in third place, comfortably behind, the Yankees and the Orioles. Well, they're comfortably behind the Orioles. They're only 3 games behind the Yankees. But he thinks that the Red Sox should remain back. And, people don't know they're there. So that way, they can sneak up on people. I think they should go for broke, get himself a good pitcher, and go for it.
Well, getting a good pitcher is not a bad idea ever. The next games is against Athletics, who are 34-59.
And they beat them last night.
Away. Yeah, they play them again tonight, 7 p.m. But yeah, I think they should cruise. If they can get another pitcher, that'll be super. But I think the rate they're going down, they're probably averaging about winning like a good 60% of their games. So that's not a bad deal.
Yeah, but it's all been in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I think when we talked about it last time we talked about it, they were 15 out of the last 20. That's winning 75% of the games. 15 of the last 20. They are on. They are rolling. I mean, they are belting people. They won last night 11-9. In the second inning, I think they put up 8 runs, 7 or 8 runs in 1 inning.
They're definitely on a tear.
So Jarren Duran has 10 triples.
You were right, triples. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, 10 triples. He has 10 triples and 25 doubles.
He's killing.
He's killing them. 21 stolen bases. 21 stolen bases. So he's tearing it up. And Cedar Rafael, that guy can't weigh more than 150 pounds.
He don't need no weight. He's going to be fast, man. Just move, man.
Obviously not, but this guy has like 11 home runs. I don't know how many doubles, whatever. Cedar Rafael is a tough out at the plate. You do not want to see him in a crunch time situation because the kid has no fear. It's none. He's a rookie too. He's a rookie. I'm amazed by this kid. He's a rookie.
That's when they have the less fear, coming in. Just what you got to lose.
Well, there's plenty
somebody start him well.
Well, there's plenty that get to the big leagues and they have fear. They have stage fright, and I think more often than not. But this kid, Cedar Rafaela, I don't know where they got this kid from, but this kid has no stage fright whatsoever. And if you put him in a tough situation, if you pitch around somebody to get to him, it might be the worst thing you ever did. They put him in the number 9 position, so you might think he's a pushover, but you do not. You better pitch to the guy. Dom Smith is the guy's name on first base. Dominic Smith. They got him from over in the National League. He's doing good. He's doing work on the team on first base. So they got a legitimate first baseman. I'm talking about legitimate. This guy's a legitimate first baseman. Picks everything up, snags it, makes a good throw to the pitcher, and he's batting around 250, 260, but he gets timely hits. So Rafaela was out in the outfield. Tyler O'Neill was over in right field. Tyler O'Neill is another hitter. This guy has power. I mean, when he connects with the ball, it goes. So Tyler O'Neill was in right field. Jaron Durrett was in center field. And and Cedar Rafaela was in right field. Their shortstop got hurt. They moved Rafaela to shortstop and put O'Neill over in left field and Wilmer Abreu over in right field. And haven't missed a beat.
Sound like a chess game.
Haven't missed a beat. So if I sound excited about the Red Sox, it's because I am.
Hey, they're gonna pump their brakes in another 6 days? 6 days, because the All-Star games is presented. July 16th.
They don't have any old guys, but let's talk about what happened the other day in New York with Rafael Devers in New York. Devers owns them. He came up, it was 0-0. He launched one out the park over to the left side. He came up again. No, Rafaela came up 2 innings later, launched one over the left field wall. Devers comes up, launches one over the left field wall. I mean, he's single-handedly crushing the Yankees. I mean, I don't know if these guys going to respond after this. I don't know if they can bounce back. I think the Yankees are done for the season. I really do.
Well, his batting average is what, a 296. 296 as of yesterday, yes.
Yeah, and it was 260 or 270 2 or 3 weeks ago. That's how the guy's hitting the ball over 500 the past 3 weeks. He's hitting over 500. He's killing them.
Yeah, they got a nice piece with him.
Yeah, they made out well.
He's still third baseman, right? Playing third base, right?
Oh, yeah.
Killing
them.
Keep up the good work, Raphael.
Okay, we are going to move on to our next topic, which me and Mr. James are going to we're going to fudge this one because this was really Marlon Wright's cookie. He was going to carry the conversation.
Did we send that link? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I sent him the link. Oh my gosh, no, we didn't. I sent him the outline.
You send that link, brother.
You send him the link, and I'm going to work on talking to the audience because they are important. Now, what Mr. Marlon Wright brought up was the thought that he had was largest influence on sports marketing or in sports marketing, and I'm not sure which one. Marlon just sent us a text saying he's trying to get on, but we didn't send him the link. Yes, we figured that one out, Marlon. Yeah, a little late.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
God,
but
Marlon, I am so sorry.
what are friends for? What are friends for, Marlon? If it's not to screw you over, national television. But yeah, that's us. But Marlon was thinking, because he has these profound thoughts. Who has the largest influence in or on sports marketing? Is it the athletes? Is it the betting crowd? Is it the owners? Is it the commissioners? Or I threw this in. He didn't throw this in. To me, I'm going to end it all. I think it's the media has the biggest influence. Oh, what happened? What's going on? What happened here?
All kinds of stuff here.
Christmas chimes? Christmas in July? We got Christmas in July now?
Hey, Marlon.
Hey man, send me a link. I can't get in.
I'm trying, but my computer keep on acting up too. Like, what's going on?
Oh, yeah,
we're gonna give you guys a commercial break here with Jason Tatum and Matthew Tkachuk. One won the NBA title, the other one won the hockey title, as Mr. James figures out the technical difficulties on the back end of this. We also have this, but first, let me thank God. This is Joe Mazzulla's shirt. Fantastic. I love it. I'm getting me one. And when I get one, I'm going to wear it on the air. Let's see what else. Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's still tearing up the league. And, the WNBA hates her. They're actively trying to get rid of her.
Man, my doggone screen won't let me do nothing.
Caitlin, you should have took the money. Should have took the money, Caitlin.
This dude.
You don't need those crazy knuckleheads chasing you down and trying to hurt you. That's not what life's about.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to start talking now because Mr. Clay has to send a link because my computer is acting up. So send the link,
all right,
Clay, and we're gonna talk that. Caitlin, you did the right choice, young lady. You were going to grind and let them know that if you grind and hang in there, even during tough times, that the ultimate could be that you can win what your fight is all about. And as they shouldn't be treating you that way. However, you're not going to run, you're not going to hide, and you're not going to quit. You're going to last to the end. I'm with you, Caitlin. Hang in there. Hang in there. Hang in there. Mr. Clay, did you send that link? Send the link, Mr. Clay.
I sent that link.
I know you're on fire right now, but you're going to be all right. Wait a minute. Is this Caitlin calling me right now? Is she calling me right now?
Caitlin, it's 2024. Anything that needs to be fought, you don't need to be fighting it, okay? Go ahead and get your money. Get your money and save your body. But I must say this. After saying that she should take the money, I do admire her for sticking around and trying, and I hate to say this, trying to lift the WNBA, that helpless league of backbiting females who do nothing but put each other down at every chance they can. But she's trying to help them out. She's trying to lift that sport. She deserves a medal for it. I think she should get a humanitarian award.
Well, you know what? The sport was trying to use her as leverage, and unfortunately, the individuals in the sport don't recognize that they need help.
I know. They tend to think that they were doing all right as they were doing, not knowing that they've been subsidized by the NBA 20 years. They have never made any money. I mean, can you be that blind to know that when you don't make any money, it doesn't mean, that you're doing well?
It don't mean that you're doing well, but sometimes people get, confidence in just what they've been doing versus knowing that it could be so much better. It could be so much better.
They were asking for equal pay without even making any money.
Well, how about it? She's not on the best team. So
no, I'm not talking about Caitlin. I was talking about the league in general. The players they had in general, like for the past couple of years have been money. I thought these girls went to the money. Somebody wasted their money on these girls going to college. That's all I got to say.
Why?
Because if you can't figure out that you don't get any money when you don't get paid, you don't get paid when you're not making any money, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Okay, Marlon, you came in just in time. Because we were talking about the marketing. You came in just in time, and you're looking good too, man. The influence in sports. Who has the largest influence on the marketing? Is it the athletes, the betting commissioners, owners, or is it? Well, I throw this in because this is my pick, the media. But this is your baby, so let us know what you think.
Oh man, this is not my baby, man. I just wanted to kind of just get some dialogue going on here because you stimulated that whole question when you suggested that some of the NBA current owners didn't want to go down a path of some of the betting and going on and sports and all that stuff there, which I thought was a pretty interesting thing. And to your credit, it stimulated a little bit more, more questions, right? So I wanted to know who everybody thought really is a driving force between who markets better for these sports, all of the sports, actually, not just the NBA, but all of the sports. So, to jump right on in, to segue off of what you were talking about with the WNBA, I think, if these corporations wanted to sink money into the NBA, if they wanted to get in bed with the NBA, right? If you had these major corporations backing these people and the TV networks started throwing money, then there would be more money to pass around to these players. But no one's going to do it. They're just not going to do it. It's not what they want to do. So they're driving off the revenue that they get off of ticket sales, which the NBA wouldn't even be able to survive just on that. Correct? Am I right?
Well, I think you're saying that the WNBA needs to have big corporations pump money into them, and in order for them to succeed.
I'm thinking that, right? Because a lot of the money that's going into these sports, right, are these major TV deals, right? These Fox is trying to outdo, CBS. Just look at the NFL going forward this coming season. We're not going to know where to watch a game because Prime Network, then Tubi and Peacock, they're all showing football games now. So
yeah.
I don't know where the money comes from. I don't know who had a big influence. And yes, personalities in the media, they do push the narrative sometimes. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just a good question. I thought it was good for conversation.
It's going to be a funny thing here because all of us remember, well, not all of us old people remember the NBA before Magic and Bird. Okay.
Right.
And it was not, it was on tape delay. If you wanted to watch the NBA Finals, it was on tape delay. So it was not making any money. They were making money, but they were not making big money. The networks did not see them as viable for consumption. The product they were putting out was not being bought very well. The ABA had failed in 1976. And so the ABA players ended up in 1976. So basketball was not being consumed at the level that it is now. And then all of a sudden we ended up with Bird and Magic. Now, I still think they cheated for Magic because they let Magic go to the LA Lakers where they already had Kareem. They already had Norm Nixon, Jamal Wilkes, and Worthy would come like 2 years later. So somehow, I don't even know how they let the Lakers get Magic, on the other side of the Celtics getting Bird. But how that being withstand that. The thing is that set off what we understand because those guys were true winners and they wanted to win. I mean, these guys, they lifted their teams. They really lifted their teams and it created a national interest. So you have to have a little bit of interest in it first before a corporation will sink money into it because they're females. No, you have to generate interest And in the 60s and 70s, they had camps way back, way. Bob Cousy used to run mini camps wherever, and they were free. The Celtics and Bob Cousy would go to places and run mini camps to push the game of basketball because it was not that big. It was not, I mean, the Celtics were the poor cousins, even though they won. Bruins, on the other hand, sold out the Garden. Okay? So it took a while for basketball to catch hold, and it took those two players that really changed everything. So if the WNBA wants sponsorship, which we all want sponsorship, you have to create an interest. Not just think you're owed it because you're a female who plays basketball. And this is the problem that they're having. They think they're entitled to it, and it's coming off wrong.
But I think there's a lot of different ways of promotion that has changed over the years. So back in the day, you're right, they ran the camps and they kind of put the players out front. Mm-hmm. And then I think they controlled where the drafts went, so that it wouldn't be overweight on the West Coast versus the East Coast, and they would kind of balance it out. So at the end, the West and East would have a real good run at the championship, right? And everybody watches, right? Now watch this. So as time changed, now we're still on NBA. As time changed, we add in WNBA, right? So because during that time was women's lives and they have a right to do this, have a right to do that. That's why they thought they can ride. This is just my opinion, that they could ride on their own merit, which is not working because their support is not as large as support for, say, NBA is. So you got NBA, then you got marketing, okay, with corporations that back them. Then you have where they say who's marketable, where they use the individuals to kind of market the team, right? So then you add betting in there, which I never agreed with in the beginning.
Me either.
But I think betting is still on the betting alone is on the line of them paying college players now before they even get to the NBA, which is going to be all messy all the time because it's not going to be a year or a time that you're not going to catch a player betting on his own team. And that's what's going to be the downfall of that betting stuff because them guys love to gamble. They love to gamble. So as soon as they find somebody that's connected to somebody that's putting money on a game and they lose the game because of, what I'm saying? It just gets more ugly and ugly.
Shave the game.
We're in a season now where it's just a difference of yesterday, today, and what tomorrow looks like. What tomorrow looks like is really messy. So so where the WNBA falls is going to be totally up to them because they're going to have to really understand that in order for us to be marketable and somebody willing to push us and putting fans in the seats, we have to act differently. We can't treat Caitlin that way or nobody else that way. So if there's somebody that's coming into the league that brings a following, we need to get on that coattail and ride that. Because again, they didn't put her on the number one team. They put her on a team where she has to grow with that team, create commodity, and win a championship. And now you got people that are watching this, but we're not watching it. Well, then again, maybe they are watching it for the drama, because that's another promotion.
Bro, I don't know. I guess there's some people that do watch it for the drama. What do you think, Marlon? Because me and Eric have taken your topic and we just ran with it.
No. I think it's great, but because listen, Caitlin Clark, she brought an interest to the league this year.
What is with your audio again? Now we got back to the scratchy audio.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. You can't hear me again? It sounds scratchy.
We hear you. It's just scratchy. As soon as you move the camera, did something with it got scratchy. But go ahead.
Oh, let's go back to this. How about that? No better? I don't know what's going on.
Not the audio.
Scratchy.
The audio is no better.
Yeah.
Try turning it down a little bit and talking louder.
Turn the volume. Turn your volume down.
How about that? Any better? Nothing? No better? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it could just be what I'm using for my earpiece. But anyway, hopefully you guys can hear me enough to point across that
Can you go on speaker? Take out the earplug. Take out the AirPods and go to speaker.
No.
I think he's done that.
Any better?
Say again?
No,
Say it again.
No better? No better?
Oh, yeah,
Say it again? Say it again? No better?
Yeah, turn it up somehow.
Better? Better? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Popped up? Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, no, this is a great topic. But you know what? In the WNBA got problems, like you said. It's never going to be the NBA. It's never going to be the NBA because you're just going to have more excitement in the NBA. You're going to have guys that are going to do things that women simply aren't capable of doing physically. You know, it's like I had a conversation with someone the other day about different players, and we talked about how one player looked better because he's more dominant. The other player might have been more of a technician, but the dominance is what we like. And it's the same thing when it comes to male and female sports. Sometimes the male sport is going to be a little bit more appealing to some people because you're going to do something that a female can't do. I'm going down a path. I'm going down that rabbit hole Clay goes down all the time saying this nonsense, but but I mean, it just is what it is, man. You know, we're never going to see a LeBron in the WNBA. It's just not going to happen.
No,
not physically.
it's not going to happen.
Right. So I mean, again, like I said, it was just good for conversation because there's so many different components that go into this money thing, this money grab that we're in right now, and going into sports, we all agree. I mean, going into gambling, I mean, that was just the worst.
That's a situation just waiting right there to happen, and this happened before, and this happened over and over again. That something like that's going to happen. I'm going to give you a comparison. You remember 2 weeks ago we talked about Bill Russell was a high jumper, and he and this other guy, Charlie Dumas, tied an event right before Dumas went to the Olympic trial and jumped 7 feet. Well, they were tied at 6'10". They both had jumped 6'10". Now, last week, a woman finally broke the record of whatever the record high jump was by jumping 6 feet 10 inches, something Bill Russell did in 1955.
So she broke the women's record.
Right.
Yeah,
that's how far advanced men are. Right. And so when we talk about that, we want the factor, the wow factor. Well, you know, that's going to sports. It always has to separate the two sports. And it's not a big deal or bad deal, but I just wanted to bring that in there. So anything you want to say following up, because we've been on for a little while, Marlon, and anything you want to say in closing? The Red Sox, what do you think about the Red Sox?
Hey, you know, we all bashed them in the beginning. I don't think either one of us is absolved from being heavily criticized at the end of the season when they're actually in the playoffs. All of us need to be. We all need to eat crow because that. Listen,
yeah.
I'm gonna say this: we probably have one of, if not the best coach in baseball right now.
Yeah, that's Cora.
I think that's been our generational situation. It started at the coach. And when we get a coach that can bring a group of guys together, stars and non-stars, and put them in the best position, that's key right there. Put them in the best position that they can maximize their talent. We got a championship. You know what I'm saying? So as we go through, we can't negate giving some praise to the coaching staff. So the coaching staff of the Red Sox have done an extraordinary job up to this point.
Extraordinary job.
You know, so we'll see how it goes from here.
They got 3 All-Stars on this team. We're saying, we don't even know who's playing there. Name me 3 players. They got 3 All-Stars on this team.
Okay.
Duran, Devers,
and the pitcher,
and Hawk.
Hawk.
Yep, Hawk. Yeah.
So I mean, they got 3 All-Stars on the daggone team. Some teams who went to the World Series last year don't have 3 All-Stars on the team. You know what I mean?
So what are you saying? You're saying we're going to the World Series?
No, what I'm saying is that all it takes is to get to the playoffs. You get to the playoffs, anything can happen.
Listen, there you go. The All-Star game is in six days. So that's their break. So after the All-Star, we'll start looking at, picking some games to win, some games to lose going into the playoffs.
Yeah, man, we're going to buy some tickets, and we're going to go to a game, and we're going to broadcast from the game. I want to ask this question before we get off. Who is your favorite Red Sox player right now based on what you've seen of these players?
Rafael Devers, no doubt, by hands down, far without question. But he's the only remaining player from the world champion, from the World Series champion too.
Yeah, true.
How about your guy? How about you, Eric?
I'm with Devers still.
I'm going with Cedar Rafaela, guys. That kid, if he keeps going the way he is, I mean, it's going to be a great season because Jaron Durant too. Let me just not get that wrong. Jaron Durant,
he's a heck of a defensive player. I mean,
he's elite. He's doing good. So Jaron Durant too, but Cedar Rafaela is my player because this kid, he just does things with the spring. He just has a spring in everything he does. And I'm amazed by him. I'm glad to see him on the Red Sox team. I also wish they could have got that kid Rice from the Yankees because he's from Boston. But I heard he's a traitor. I heard he was wearing Yankee gear even when he was a kid. So who wants him?
Hey, listen, there's been a whole lot of traitors in that rivalry, man. I think what was that guy that he was an outfielder. I forget his name now on that 04 team, and then he went out to and he played for the Yankees.
Johnny
Damon. Yeah, run him over when you see him.
Hey, let's not forget about Dave Hamilton. He's doing his thing too.
Yeah, Dave Hamilton. I really like that kid too. So I think those two are rookies. Rafaela and Hamilton, and man, they are the way that they're approaching the game. The Red Sox, woo.
Hey, listen.
They
wanted Benintendi, they got him. They wanted Verdugo, they got him. Good riddance. Stay over there. Don't even. Matter of fact, make them walk through the guest turnstiles when you walk to Fenway Park next time.
Yeah.
Let's run through our last remarks. I got to get back to my electrician.
Okay.
So for Saturday, fellas, we will be coming together on WEZE 590 AM from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mr. Clay will be back with us, and we will have some hot topics for you. Subscribe, call, talk to us. Let us know what you'd like to hear. If we're not talking about it enough, call and let us know what you'd like to hear. We'll go from there.
That's right. If we're not talking about enough, call, and we will talk about it.
There you go.
Hey, listen, I think we put a couple of topics out there that's going to stimulate a lot of phone calls. So you got to tune in. And not only that, someone was able to silence this guy for a couple of days. At least that was the plan. We don't have any evidence of that happening, but
for 3 days, for 2 days, hey, he was still texting though. God forgive him.
You got to give an A for effort, right?
It was rough. But I thank you guys. Thank you guys so much, man. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. I don't know how to say it, but anyway, yeah. We'll see you guys on Saturday, and if we're not talking about what you want, you just call, and we'll talk about it. How about that? We'll give you the number. Tune in to WEZE AM 590, and you'll pick it up over the internet with the call numbers on. But anybody got 849-877-849-4459, something to that extent.
Now we know why Wayne just calls when he wants to call, because Clay encourages this. Hey, Wayne from Dorchester, turn the radio on first, and then call.
Hear what we talking about.
We're out of here. There's an electrician that has to be taken care of. That Eric has to help. Okay, you guys, listen. It was fun, exciting as usual. And listen, for everybody that watches the video, subscribe, like, tune in to WEZE AM 590 on the internet, and you'll pick us up there too. And you can call.
YouTube as well. We're on YouTube.
YouTube as well.
And email us if you like us. I mean, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed the feedback.
Yes. All
So
right.
do we have a little music going in?
Here we go. Music is working.
All
We
right.
have to put you in the booth at WEZE. All right, take
Unbelievable.
care, guys.